beautiful couples, and thank you for being here with me. If you're new here, my name is Ziya. If you're a fellow and returning subscriber, thank you for your continued love and support. I appreciate you all for being here with me. And as always, I'm sending you all lots of love. If you like the vibe, feel free to subscribe. So today is part 2 of the collective readings that I'm doing. So we are tapping into the couples collective. This is going to be for those of you that are in a relationship, a claimed partnership, or married, whether that's legally or spiritually, you're married to this person, or for those of you that are in the serious talking stages of a connection. So what we'll be doing first to start this reading off is tapping into the collective energy that the three of you, your situations share, right? So we'll be doing like an overview, and then we'll be diving into the more individualized categories, I guess, of these different situations. So we'll be checking out more specifically what's going on with those of you that are in a claimed partnership, boyfriend, girlfriend. That's your person. Doesn't have to be a boyfriend or girlfriend thing. You can identify as whatever you would like. And then those of you that are in a marriage, it's more committed, legally or spiritually, however. And then for those of you that are in the serious talking stages, it feels like it's heading in the right direction. We're going to check out each of those areas so we can get a little bit more in depth in each of your situations and try to get all the messages that are needed to come out. And because this could end up being a very long reading, I did pre-shuffle the cards already, so that way they're ready to go. And I'm just going to channel these messages for you today, okay? So instantly tapping into your guys' energy. I kept hearing that Work to Do song by August Alsina. And there was like two specific parts I was hearing. One of them was, they say pressure creates diamonds, okay? And then I was hearing the work to do. Girl, we got some work to do. We got some work to do. So if you want and you feel called to checking that out, definitely feel free. But I do feel like if you guys are definitely in like, I don't want to say a low necessarily because it doesn't feel like a low, but maybe like a standstill, or it's kind of not really seeing eye to eye with this person. I do feel like this is an opportunity for you guys to really evolve from the situation. Every situation that we go through in a relationship can make or break us. And I do feel like this is an opportunity to make you guys stronger together as a couple. Okay. So I would really try to maybe shift your perspective as far as like how you view these different arguments or situations that present themselves, because I do feel like it is always an opportunity for growth, right? There is always an opportunity for growth. And I was also seeing the angel wings, and to me this was talking about like transcendence. Okay, so to me this is about overcoming adversity, different obstacles and challenges that are maybe not necessarily working against you, but like I said, helping you evolve in your connection or within your own energy, helping you see a trigger that maybe could stand in the way from you in your growth, right? So it's like this person definitely is mirroring these things to you. And that could be triggering in its own energy right there, right? But yeah, I do feel like there is a lot of room for opportunity and growth, and to really dive into your own individuality, your healing, things like that. So whew, let's jump in with the cards and see what the cards have to say. So first thing, we got 91 with surrender. Let me put this down here a little bit more actually. We got 66 with healing. Said if you work on me, then I will work for you. We got number 8 with manifestation. I just love this pink color, man. It's giving unconditional love. It is. We got unconscious with not awake, unaware of self, prefer familiarity of unconsciousness, asleep but think you are awake. And I'm going to dive in a lot deeper into like what this is talking about to me. We got lucky star, born with good luck. Things come naturally and effortlessly. More likely to get lucky in life. And we got calling in your soulmate. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations bring you together. And we got the Hierophant in reverse with knowledge as the key word on here. And Five of Swords with conflict. All right, so first thing I was hearing when I put that lucky star down was it feels like you hit the jackpot when you met this person. Like, I feel like for a lot of you guys have never had a connection that has ran so deep emotionally, spiritually, mentally as you have when you came into contact with this person, right? This energy just feels very unmatched, okay? So for a lot of you guys, it does say healing right here, right in the middle of the reading. So this is a very healing connection for you guys. I do feel like with healing comes a lot of triggers, and having to take hard looks at our own self and being reflective and aware of the things that maybe have lied deep within our unconscious, right? With this unconscious card here, I do feel like it does bring up a lot of things that you maybe have suppressed for a while, maybe not even consciously or suppressing these things, right? It's just like sometimes when you go through trauma and pain and things like this, the way that the brain helps us is by, suppressing certain memories or feelings and things like that. So I do feel like being around this person, it does shine light on those hidden triggers or traumas, pain, which can be hard to deal with. But I do feel like with the right support, and I do feel like this person does bring that to the table, is that supportive, loving energy. They are unconditionally accepting of you and all of your quirks and kinks and pain and traumas and all these different things that come with being with you. They are more than accepting of that, okay? They love those parts of you. So I feel like having that energy around you is something that is going to help you really overcome those triggers, I guess, so to say. We're going to call them triggers. Those traumas, those pains, the betrayals, things that you've went through in your past that have really distorted your perception on love and connection and yourself, right? Even like your self-worth and your self-love is affected by these things. When we go through like pain and stuff, we tend to internalize these things, right? So I do feel like this connection is unmatched for you. This is like one of the deepest soul connections you've probably experienced here on this physical plane, outside of, unless you have like children or something. I do feel like if you do have children, those are definitely very deep soul connections that you feel with them. But I do feel like you feel that same depth with this person, I guess, so to say. Um, with this Hierophant card coming out in reverse, I know it says knowledge on it, but I do feel like this could, yes, help activate or help you rediscover certain hidden knowledge that exists within you. But I do also feel like this is more of like an unconventional kind of relationship, or maybe like you've met in a very unconventional type of way. This doesn't have to be for everybody. This is just like a message for somebody here. You could have met this person in a very unconventional way. I feel like I'm having a hard time with my throat right now. Let me take a drink real quick. Whew, I needed that. I do feel like this is definitely, or it could be like unconventional in the ways of like your traditions that you want to bring into your own family. Like maybe you don't celebrate Christmas the same as like pretty much all of humanity does, right? Maybe you guys have your own like traditions and things like that. Um, and I do feel like that is also very healing for you, because there is a lot of trauma around, um, not only like religion, but traditions and things like that. Like if you think about some of these traditions that we have in the US, I know not every country has these types of traditions like that we do for like Easter and Christmas and stuff, but there's a lot of trauma involved in these things. So, reinventing these holidays for yourself so that way your children are still able to like celebrate, but maybe you don't celebrate in the same exact way, you know? There could be like something there as well, or the way that you guys teach like religion or something in your family line or within each other could be more unconventional. You know what I mean? It doesn't, like, it just feels like you guys don't really necessarily follow a set of rules when it comes to your connection or the traditions or um yeah, your love, I guess. Your love is unconventional in a sense, is really what I'm picking up, and that's the best way I can put that. Excuse me. um but with this Five of Swords being here, there could be a like conflict in your connection due to certain triggers that are coming up, or like a lack of proper communication and understanding with each other. And it's not that you guys are not wanting to understand each other. It's just like sometimes we're vibing at different frequencies than each other. So like when we communicate, it doesn't come through clearly, you know? Like say for instance, somebody internally is dealing with a lot of pain and trauma and they're not opening up to you about it. It is going to weigh on their frequency a little bit. So like if you're trying to communicate from this loving space and this person just isn't feeling that at the moment, it could come through as like miscommunication or misunderstanding, right? So I do kind of feel like that energy is here. We got the Five of Swords here, so there could be like miscommunications, a little bit of conflict, maybe arguments, things like that. But that's where I'm really asking you to like open yourself up to the opportunity for growth, because I do feel like that is there, okay? Like growth in your communication, growth in your understanding, growth in your own emotional intelligence, and your mental capacity to like hold grace for another person, while they're going through their own things, even if you don't necessarily know exactly what that is because this person doesn't want to open up about it. Sometimes we just got to give somebody space, and when they're ready they'll come to us and they'll open up to us. But if they don't feel like doing that at the moment, maybe it's just hard for them, or maybe they're not able to articulate how they're feeling inside, you know what I mean? Because I know that's a thing for me. Sometimes I get frustrated and it comes off as like aggression, but it's just like me not even understanding how to like articulate what I'm feeling, because I don't really know what I'm feeling. I'm just feeling like almost frustrated with the lack of knowing. You know what I mean? um, so, yeah, I do feel like this is definitely a connection that you really just got to kind of like let go. We do got the Surrender card here. You really got to let go of like any control or any like push in this relationship. You just got to let each other be who you guys are, and when you get into a connection, that's where that radical acceptance comes in, is because you got to accept this person in the way that they handle things if you're going to be with them, right? Like some of you guys are still learning each other and your communication styles and things like that. Some of you guys have been together for 10 years and you're still learning, because we never stop evolving unless we, decide to stay stagnant. But even then, like, we're still evolving. It's just very slowly, right? So as we're always evolving, like the ways that we communicate or the ways that we act or think are going to change as well, right? Because they're evolving with us. We don't stay the same. If there's anything in this life that is constant, it is change. Okay, so really just staying in that energy of acceptance and surrender and letting things go and play out the way that they're meant to and be organic, I feel like is going to be really helpful for you guys. And maybe kind of bridging that tension, bridging that tension, closing that tension out. I don't know how, like, what to say for that. Bridging the tension, whatever. um and with this manifestation card, like I said, I just feel like this is like a connection that is unmatched. This is something that you've always dreamed about, and even though this is like one of your manifestations coming to fruition, doesn't mean that it's going to come without its own complications and challenges and obstacles, right? Because there's always room for growth. And that's what challenge and obstacles are for, is for growth. To teach us how to overcome different situations, to teach us patience, to teach us love and understanding and acceptance, right? So I feel like that's just like a big important message here, is like acceptance and just focusing on healing and you know, really trying to relate with each other and put each other in each other's shoes, right? And yeah, just being graceful. Being graceful, holding space, you know, not just for them, but for yourself as well, when you're also feeling triggered and maybe you lash out or you don't communicate in the best way. That's an opportunity for you to like do better the next time, you know, like next time maybe I should take a step back and let my emotions calm down before I speak. I feel like that's a big thing for me, is like, especially when I'm triggered, is just giving myself space to like calm down and reevaluate my emotions, so that way I don't say things that I don't mean, because words cut deep, right? And I feel like this Five of Swords is like that cutting sense of communication. You know, like maybe we're not necessarily being the nicest when we communicate. And it doesn't just have to be to this person. And like some of this tension and stuff could be the way that you're communicating with yourself, or the way that you're thinking about yourself or feeling about yourself, right? So just being conscious and aware of these things and holding the space and being graceful is going to be really important, I feel like, for you guys. But yeah, so that's the overall energy that I'm picking up. For a lot of you, this is like your partner. Like, I don't want to just put a title on it, but there's many titles: soulmate, your twin flame. Um, you guys have a soul contract, okay? This is a deep soul contract. So there is going to be a lot of depth and a lot of emotion, and there's going to be a lot of things that need to be healed within ourselves that is going to come from this connection, and maybe things that need to be healed in this connection, right? We have karmic cycles and connections. Doesn't mean this person is karmic. It just means that there was something in a past life that wasn't dealt with that needed to be handled in this lifetime, right? Some lingering energy, some sort of weird tension, right? So I do feel like this is an opportunity for you to nip those things in the butt, you know, tie up the loose ends, and to be able to move forward in a more healthier, healed energy. Okay, so in a sense, it's like purifying the energy. You know what I mean? So for our people that are in committed partnerships, I'm gonna say like more like boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't want to say like married yet, because I'm gonna move on to that pile next. But for those of you that are, you know, you guys claim each other, this section is gonna be for you. We got the Eight of Pentacles with opportunities. We got mature soul with embracing otherness. Lessons are empathy and self-awareness. Traits are introspective, inquisitive, and sensitive. And we also have photograph, looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia, and making new memories. Or make new memories. It says not making, but maybe y'all are making new memories. So for the message that I'm getting for those of you that are like boyfriend and girlfriend, or just claim partnership, girlfriend and girlfriend, boyfriend and boyfriend, it don't matter what you guys identify with. Okay, this is your person. Okay, you guys, there could be a part of you guys, since you guys are evolving in your relationship, and there's a lot of like inner work that is happening here. There could be a part of you or this person that is really like missing the old way that you guys used to be, the way that you guys used to love on each other and communicate to each other. Maybe you guys used to have a lot more fun together, you know, and things have gotten more serious now, because maybe it needs to be more serious, you know, like there is always time for fun, and then there's time for seriousness. And I feel like there could be, you know, a little bit more of a serious energy following you guys around right now in your connection, because there needs to be, how do I say this? There needs to be that time for you guys to really start to take each other serious and to take yourself serious, so that way you guys can take it to the next level, you know. And there will be time in between that where you guys are able to enjoy each other's company and to have fun and things like that. But I do feel like there could be a more serious energy following you around, because you guys are going through a big change, a big transformation, okay? That bird was so loud, that scared me. um, but this is also an opportunity for you guys to really, like it says, make new memories in this new energy that you guys are in, this more evolved energy. Um, go out to the beach, have a cookout, or um, hang out in your yard and do some gardening. I don't know. Like, there is room for you guys to do things together, to make new memories and bond in new ways and um, and bond in new ways. I don't know what else I was about to say, but we're just going to leave it at bond in new ways. Um, this is an opportunity for you guys to really connect in ways that you guys have not connected before. Okay, so like I said, just be open to like the opportunities that the universe is presenting to you. Maybe take yourself out of your situation and try to view things from a higher perspective. This relationship has really helped you grown in a lot of ways, really helped you see new sides of yourself and to experience new energies that exist within you. And I do feel like this is also an opportunity for you guys to share new vibes and frequencies and things like that together, to dive into the different dimensions that exist in this physical reality, because it's more than just the 3D here. Like, we have a lot of different energies that exist in the 3D, making up this 3D experience, like the wholeness of it. Everything is intertwined, so we ain't gonna dive all into that in my beliefs. But let's move on to our married couples. So this is for those of you that are in either legal or spiritual marriages with somebody. We got the Knight of Wands with impulsiveness. Ooh. Me trying to just lay it down all nicely because it bothers me when it's not looking pretty. Oh, it's gonna bother me. Anyways, Life Path 6, caring, loving, loyal, understanding, good at motivating others, strong desire to love and to be loved. Eh. And we got abundance. Keep a positive mindset, manifest exactly what you want, gratitude and bliss. I really love this for you guys because this is a very beautiful, caring connection. I do feel like you guys have a very strong foundation built on real, true, raw love, right? And raw love can be messy. Let's be real. It is not always pretty. But it's real and it's raw and it's authentic and it's genuine, and I feel like that is the best foundation to have to build a relationship off of to begin with. So I feel like you guys have an amazing foundation built with a lot of potential and abundance, for a lot more of this energy to be welcomed in. Some of you guys could have like a beautiful big family together already, or like you're growing your family. There, it just feels like because you have such a strong desire to love and to be loved. Like, some of you guys are big on family, like building a family. Maybe you guys come from like a very broken biological family, right? So like now your desire is to like create your own loving, um, beautiful family together. And that doesn't just have to mean with like kids. You could build a family with animals, with friends, with plants, like that, like any way that feels good for you, that makes you feel loved and cared for. That's how you build a family, right? So whether that's with, like I said, friendships, or you have children, like, or you adopt children, maybe you have a surrogate, like whatever it is, I do feel like there is like this growth that's happening in your family that's bringing in a lot more love in a sense. But yeah, I just feel like there is a message here to just remain optimistic, remain positive and hopeful for your connection. Like, especially if you guys are going through, you know, your little ups and downs right now. A lot of you guys have been doing this for years, so you know it's going to get better. But like if you're like newly married or something, it can be discouraging if you guys are like going through one of your bigger rough patches that you experience throughout every connection. Um, you could be feeling a little bit anxious about the situation, and I feel like there is just a message to just, you know, let that go as best as you can and just try to remain optimistic. Try to speak positively, speak life into your connection, you know. That does go a long way. Uh, be grateful for what you already have, right? Try to live in the bliss that exists within gratitude, because there is a lot of bliss when you take yourself out of like the negative shit that you're going through and you just look at everything that you have to be grateful for. There is bliss that exists in that, okay? And I do feel like there's a message of just trying to bask in that bliss. Soak it on up, baby, because you're going to invite more of that into your life by doing that, by existing in that energy, right? We're aligning ourselves with that energy, which invites that energy and more. It's like a direct line or door open for that energy to come in. With this Knight of Wands, I do feel like it says impulsiveness, but I feel more like passion. Like, you know, try to maybe do things that spark that passion back in your marriage. You know, little date nights, doing special dinners together, maybe having family days, you know, like things that are fun and exciting. Because the Knight of Wands always gives me like an excited, passionate type of energy. So I feel like inviting that type of energy in, you know, making more effort or putting more effort into inviting that energy in, into, um, you know, making that more of a thing in your connection, especially if you are also going through like that more serious stage where things are kind of, you know, maybe a little bit heavier than normal. Just try to bring that lighthearted, fun, goofy, kind of playful energy back in. I do feel like it's all about balance, okay? It's all about balance. Like I said, with those that were in like a couple ship or whatever you want to call it, like there is a time to be serious and there is a time to play. And I feel like even when you're in those serious times, there is still always an opportunity for a little bit of play in the middle of those situations. And that, I feel like that does help lighten the energy a little bit. It makes it a little bit easier to go through those serious stages, you know. Um, but yeah, I do feel like you and this person definitely really care about each other. There's a lot of love here. And I don't know why I got so big on talking about the family thing, but it just feels like there's like, because there's this strong desire within your energy and maybe this person's energy too, to like really experience the greatest amount of love that you can experience in this life. It does feel like you guys are either trying to expand your family or you have a very big family, okay, that you guys have created together, um, through like your friends and your, maybe even some of your family. Maybe you didn't come from a toxic family member, or not family member, but biological family, right? So you have like good supportive family that's also um, still around while you guys are building your own family. Like, I don't know. I'm not even going to keep talking about it because there's so many different dynamics. But it does feel like there's a lot of love. And you guys have a lot of love to give to each other. And I think that's really beautiful. Um, Anyways, so let's move on to the last but not least um, group that is part of this reading, and that would be those of you that are in the serious talking stages. We got the King of Pentacles with Mentor, which I really like to see that. And we got Culture with attachment to self and existence, soul meant to transcend all cultures, deep connection to ancestors. Yo, this damn fly will not leave me alone. It's driving me nuts. And we got Kisses with unconditionally loving, giving and receiving affection, and falling in love. So I definitely feel like for those of you that are in the serious talking stages, there is definitely commitment on the horizon, okay? With that King of Pentacles, King of Pentacles is very committed energy, somebody who is going to put in the work, who's going to show up for you, who's going to be consistent, who's reliable, right? So I do feel like this person, you and this person's connection definitely is moving to the more about to be in a relationship status if you guys have not already got there, okay? So that could be very I guess reassuring for some of you guys that are here, especially if like you guys have been talking for a while and you're like just waiting like, okay, when are we gonna make this serious? I do feel like it is on the horizon. There could be like a talk that needs to happen, right? Some of you guys could bond through like shared culture, or maybe because this is a general collective reading, so I'm picking up both energies. Like you could come from the same culture, but some of you guys could share, or not share, but come from different cultures, and you guys are still working on understanding each other's cultures, or maybe you guys are really enjoying incorporating each other's cultures into, like I said, like this unconventional like shared culture that you guys are creating together. Like I don't know, like it feels not necessarily unconventional, like I don't know. I don't want to touch on a bunch of different things because then I'm going to start trailing off onto other shit. But I'm not saying unconventional, like, because it could be your situation though, like polyamorous or something, um, which I ain't judging. Like, if you feel like that's your situation, then you do that, okay? More love for you and to you. But I mean, like, unconventional as far as like your morals and your traditions and your beliefs and things like this, like, kind of like integrating into one is kind of what it feels like for unconventional for me. But if it's unconventional in other ways, you know, like, do you, like I said, that is good for you. More love for you, more love to you. Um, I do feel like you guys have definitely been falling in love with each other for quite a minute now. Maybe you guys haven't spoke on like how much you guys feel for each other, but it does feel very mutual. Um, you and this person definitely feel that same depth as far as the emotional body goes, and the mental and the spiritual connection that you guys share. So I think that's very beautiful. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I really got much else to say about that. Like, commitment on the horizon for you guys. I do want to pull a final message, and you guys can take this as a message from your higher self, or from your person's higher self, from your angels or your guides, whoever you would like to receive a message from. You can set that intention right now, and we're going to pull a final card to close out this reading because I'm starting to lose my channel at the moment. And I feel like when that happens, it's like, enough said. You don't need to say no more. You got the message out the best I could anyways. I've been a little tired today. So hopefully these messages were hitting enough. All right, so let's get a message for the collective, a closing message, a final message, please and thank you. We got indulge. I can't do this. I shouldn't do that. I really need to start. What if we did away with lack and started living more fully, breathing more deeply, laughing more loudly, crying more deeply, eating more heartily? What if the only thing we placed a limit on was how much we place limits on ourselves? And so the question now becomes, what are you waiting for? The world is a juicy place, ripe and waiting for you to sink your teeth in. Okay. I think I want to get this card on the bottom too. We got receive. We are taught to give more, open more, share more, be more, but to receive takes courage, for receiving is a subtle, subconscious act for admitting that we cannot do it all and we can't. What if we were to realize that What if we were to realize the very art of giving is perfectly crafted? Oh my God, is perfectly in the craft of receiving? What if the secret to giving more is to allow yourself to fully, wholeheartedly, and unapologetically receive? So I do feel like this is definitely a message from your higher self to indulge more in the joys of life, the things that really light you up, that make you feel good, and to be open to receiving all of the beautiful, loving energies that exist around you and that exist in these different what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word right now. In these different decadent experiences, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here because I can't talk anymore. I'm done. But I hope these messages resonated with you guys, and I hope it brings you lots of love. If this did resonate, definitely feel free to give this a like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell button so you don't miss when I upload. I hope to see you guys in my next one. Take care of yourself.